Wanting to know how you can actually stick to your goals this year? Well, stick around while I talk about some key steps to help you actually stick to your key goals this year, regardless of Corona or not. If you don't know who I am already, my name is Michael Tabaradi, coach and mentor, and I help self-starters and ambitious professional millennials improve their productivity, enhance their performance, realize their priorities, and live their life on purpose. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And as always, the links are in the description below. Stay tuned for the video and let's get to it. Now, many of my clients, friends, and family members have stuck to this advice in order for them to stick to their goals, not just for this year, but for previous years. And so I want to share this information to help you, ambitious individuals, actually stick to your goals, because sometimes procrastination and distractions kick in. So let's get to the video and let's dive straight into it. Now, the first thing I want to say to you is that you need to stick to a primary aim. Napoleon Hill talks about this in his book, Think and Grow Rich. And the idea is that, yes, we have many different goals and things that we want to achieve, but having one primary aim enables us to focus and make sure that we stick to saying what we said we're going to do long after the feeling is gone. So for example, that one aim may be something like, I want to make 100K this year. It may be I want to lose 20 kg of body fat. Another example could be, I want to make sure that I self-publish my first book. So think about your primary aim and make sure that you understand that that's definitely something that you want to achieve. Because again, we all have something that we want to, be successful in. And sometimes many of our goals just roll over year after year after year. But if you have this idea of being focused on one main thing, should I say, then you're at a position where you're going to be more successful. So have your primary aim ready. The second thing to add to that is to make sure that you have key objectives that align to your primary aim. So if you don't know what your key objectives are, this can be something that you brainstorm. So the way I think about it is, in chronological order, what are the steps, what are the key milestones that you need to achieve in order for you to reach your primary aim? So let's say, for example, it could be book publishing, maybe the fact that you need to research your niche, maybe it could be the fact that you actually write your book. Then another thing could be the fact that you edit it, you develop your actual front page or cover, or whatever it is. I'm just making this up, obviously. But the point I'm making is that these key objectives are almost like the road lights in order for you to understand where you need to be going towards your primary aim. So again, you can brainstorm your objectives, or you can actually research this stuff if you know there are people who've actually achieved this already. So make sure you got your key objectives. Now that you have your key objectives, or your key area, should we say, in chronological order, you need to now break it up into quarters. Now, why do I say this? Break it up into quarters because over 90 days, what you're going to be doing is reviewing your progress per quarter. So for quarter one, you may have a specific set of goals that you need to achieve. For quarter two, it may be slightly different, etc., etc. So make sure you're able to break things up, because if you do this, it becomes more real, it becomes more tangible. And this is a coaching technique that coaches use to actually help their clients move forward. It's something known as wisdom in hindsight. So break up your actual activities into quarters. The next step now is to make sure that you break up those quarters into months. If you're able to break it up into months, again, it becomes more sizable, they're in better chunks, and you can visualize what you need to be doing. And what this does is that it forces you to think about what you have to do. So yes, quarter is a bit more sort of out of reach because that's 3 months. But if you're doing month by month, let's say, for example, January, February, March, then let's say, for example, you need to go out there and do some PR and marketing, or maybe it's something like you need to make sure that you go to the gym, 3 times a week or whatever it is. So focus on making sure you have key activities or key actions per month. Now you can see where this is going, obviously. You want to do the same thing for your weeks as well, and break up those months into weeks, because as you go backwards, you're creating a Russian doll effect, and it creates crystal clarity. Now you may be saying to yourself, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in quarter 3 or quarter 4. What I would say to you is, make sure you at least do quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4 in terms of like understanding what you want in terms of aims. But then maybe you just want to focus on quarter 1 for now. What I mean by that is, you want to focus on quarter 1 in terms of the months and the weeks, and then you can obviously, after your review, go into quarter 2 and then really pan that out and write that out for yourself as well. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. Before I continue with this video, comment below and let me know what sort of help you need for your goals this year. Now let's get back to the video. The next thing I'd like to say is that it's all well and good writing down your weeks, your months, your quarters, and your year plan. However, you need to have some sort of idea of what's happening, in a typical week. And so maybe what you want to do is write Monday to Friday or Monday to Sunday or whatever it is, and really dedicate time to those specific days to do specific things. So again, if you're trying to lose weight, it could be a situation where, on Monday you go to the gym, on Tuesday you go to the park, on Wednesday is meal prep day, on Thursday you speak to your coach, on Friday, etc., 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 whatever you need to be doing. And so this is applicable obviously in business, in your career, in your personal goals, etc., etc. But have set days to do set things. They may feel quite generic, something like admin is quite generic. However, based on your weekly, monthly, quarterly goals, you set days to do those different things. And you'll know that stuff based on either doing a quick 1 to 2 week audit based on your calendar if you use your calendar quite regularly, or you may need to do that manually every single day to see what you're doing, or just using your common sense. This doesn't have to be anything too methodical or arduous. You just kind of need to use a little bit of, common sense, a bit of experimentation. Don't be scared to try things and just basically see how it works. So the next thing I'd like to say is that you may want to use the Kanban board process. So you may have a physical one on your wall or on your desk. You may use something like Trello or Asana or Notion, and effectively, you have to do, doing, and complete. So again, you move things from the to-do item to your doing item, and then obviously once you've completed it, that one thing, then you move it to your completed item. Now, this is an addition, especially if you want to use something known as the rule of one. If you want to learn more about how you can use the Kanban board process, then watch this video to make sure. I was going to do this side, but I'm not sure if it's this side, so I guess I'm going to learn when I see this video. But anyway, make sure you check it out so you can learn how to stick to the rule of one and stay focused with how you can actually follow your actions day to day. The next thing I'd like to say is to make sure that you actually review your progress, your systems, your goals, and how it's all set up. Now, there are different ways you can review it. You can do it by yourself, but you know me already. I'm an avid big believer in making sure that you utilize other people to help you review. So that may be an accountability buddy, as I've stated before. That may be a mastermind group. That may be a coach, trainer, or mentor. If you need a coach, holler your boy. And these are all different ways in which you can do review. But it's important to make sure you set up that system. And so that's how it works. You've got the structure, you've got the system in place, and you've also got the accountability. If you want to learn more about those accountability sort of like methods, then make sure to check out the video that's popped up on the screen as well. So there you have it. Now you know exactly how you can set your goals specifically for this year. Now, obviously I haven't gone into the deep ins and outs of how you can do this. So I've actually put together a web class that you can check out via the link below in order for you to go into even more depth, so you can make sure you stick to the right habits, the right systems, and the right level of accountability as well. Make sure to check out this video on lifestyle design, and as always, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and make sure you share this with other people who you feel will benefit from this video. As always, take care, God bless, understand, reach, and expand. Peace.